Now it's recording.
What's up, y'all? All right, Cincinnati. I'm guessing it's recording right now. You can pretty much stop it and see it for sure, but it's the difference. It ain't red dot no more.
Well, yeah, it's recording. Okay, so what's happening?
What's up, my brother?
Yeah, I know I'm here. Even if you don't even worry about it right now. That ain't what we're here for. So my brother right here, he can explain to you who he is.
What's up, everybody? I'm Chill, known as William Reynolds. So that's who I am.
If I had an opinion, I would say vice versa. William Reynolds, known as Chill. Anyhow, let's get straight to the point. There's a lot of things going on in everybody's world today. COVID, whatever issues in your life may or may not be. You don't get a lot of time to express your feelings and talk about and explain yourself the way you need to explain yourself. You know, a lot of people have tendencies to want you to explain yourself the way they want you to explain yourself. Be it they can understand it or not. But anyhow, enough about that. We're here to talk about Chill. And Chill didn't tell me, but I've been knowing him since day one. Since elementary school. Anyway, it's a lot of shit on my brother's mind, and today we're gonna try to get it off of it. And all I need y'all to do is listen up. These names would not be fictitious, I'm reckoning, because it's Chill. So, we're not looking to tell stories. Now, we just want to hear Chill's side of what the fuck is going on with Chill. So, I'm asking you this first, Chill. Get straight to the point. What the fuck is holding you back from squashing this shit up with this? One thing before you answer that. This is not what this video is about, so it's going to go way deeper than this.
Well, just pretty much, you know, how everything went down, and folks pretty much don't know how everything went down. And
Mike,
you cool with an explanation of it in this video?
Yeah, might you want to maybe give a focus on something? Because anybody can tell anybody anything went down, and man,
Okay.
that's why they ain't cool.
But yeah, you know, so.
But my question was not why y'all ain't cool, it's why it's taking so long for it to be squashed over. That's my question.
Okay. Well, just simply, you know what I'm saying, I'm just pretty much that guy, you know, just based on my experiences and And pretty much the man that I pretty much became to be, basically, I spent a lot of time by myself. And we had this ordeal, and I just pretty much, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think the people gonna be all right.
Yeah, I felt offended, you know what I'm saying, by how things went down that particular night, basically, and so.
Okay.
And that's why I say, basically, you know, it's probably important for people to pretty much understand.
Okay, you still ain't answer my question. My question is, why is it taking so long for lifelong brethren and yourself off a clear misunderstanding? And I want you to tell the people, the camera right here,
Mm-hmm.
for this to be in the air.
Well, my only response is pretty much just me. That's just who I am, you know. I haven't taken the time to pretty much call his brother or anything like that. I deny his calls.
I mean, Sam.
But there is no particular reason. I just haven't chosen to do so. I couldn't really. I think as it starts to tie into my idea, you know what I'm saying, of perhaps friendship, you know what I mean? And I just felt betrayed by the brother for him to think that that I would do that. Like, I don't really
do what?
To pretty much say come on to his wife, basically.
Is that what you did?
That was the impression that I took from it, basically. But no, not at all. That ain't what I did.
But okay, now I'm gonna move on from this here shortly, but it's back to the unanswered question. Once we found out that none of that was the case, and y'all notice I said we. What's taking so long for this wound to heal? Because we all know now that wasn't the case. You wasn't coming on, and now he realizes that, and it's like everybody willing to reach out but you. What's up with that?
Yeah, like I say, you know what I mean? It just ain't in me right now. You know, I just don't feel like I need to reach out to this brother, have the conversation, have the discussion about how things played out.
Still feeling hurt, basically. You hurt.
Still feeling hurt, still feeling offended. I thought that we was pretty much cool like that, where, you know what I mean, he wouldn't view me like that.
I mean, but listen.
So,
hold on.
What might be taking so long just simply might be just me just not making the decision to make that move yet, you know?
But, but being under the influence, everybody's under the influence. A childhood friend, then been through so much. Something you said got misinterpreted. And now that it's in the open that is not what you said. Okay, you still the only one left upset. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get how you feel when things happen, when it took place. But what I don't get is if you're really, really friends, like me and you said, I was there. And shit, look at us right now. We on this video. And it was different because it didn't have nothing to really do with me and you. I was just there. But it didn't really have nothing to do with anybody once, because you didn't say what got thought that was it. So we're gonna get past that, like I said. So basically, your answer to my question is what?
Just like what I said, I just chose not to make that move.
So you ain't fucking.
You know, I mean, by all means, if I
because
would
that's what we call it in the hood. I ain't
if-
fucking with you.
if I would get into things a little deeper, you know what I mean. I feel like
That's what this interview is about. To get into it deeper.
Okay.
It's not about we ain't doing this for nothing. This is for you to tell what the fuck is on your mind, and I'm here to help you do it. You know,
Yeah,
so it ain't like nothing different. It's you saying it, and I'm here to witness it, and here we go.
If I get into things a little deeper, you know what I mean. Just
I wish you would.
As far as myself personally, I might very well question who might be friends with me, you know, at this time in my life.
And
I've gone through some things in my life with some of the homies, Tiz, you know what I mean, or whoever it may be, and just based on my journey to pretty much better understand life in general and myself, there's definitely a question of what a real friend looks like. And so I come across certain things, you know what I mean, and I can be disappointed about certain things as far as how I might speak or how I might behave, and you might have some of the homies who've been up with you for a long time, and it's like they might want to check you about this or check your behavior about that, and address you in certain ways, basically, that might belittle you or make me personally feel like you talking to me like I'm 7, or you playing me like one of the flunkies, you know what I'm saying, that you might have been able to get that type of shit off with. Maybe I've been that guy at some point in life, but just based on my journey, I feel like I recognize that type of thing. And so when I do recognize it, I question, like, is this somebody I want to keep the company with or not? So I had to deal with that type of thing personally as far as myself, and decide, you know what I'm saying, whether I want to keep the company of this person or call them, answer they call, come over, you know what I'm saying, when they invite me over or whatever the case it may be. But that's just one of the things that I pretty much deal with when I come across folks who just seem to offend me in that certain type of way, you know what I'm saying, when I thought and understood that we might be friends and cool like that, and it's been that way. But then I come to a moment like we came across, and this is somewhat of a different story, basically. So that's my response to what your question, basically.
Okay.
It don't seem like we expressing what happened. So I'm gonna leave it at that, basically.
Okay, and well, I was there, and in my opinion, from where we come from, just us. Don't get me wrong. I respect and your opinions of about how you feel, and you know what you decide what's gonna make you more comfortable in living your life, with who you want to spend your time with, around, and calling this and that.
How I feel is how I feel. It
exactly.
ain't no opinion of how I feel. That's how I feel.
Okay, that's fine. But listen, you used to write poetry, didn't
Yeah.
You still writing?
No.
Why not?
Life. Just life, working,
I mean, ain't poetry
doing what
kind
I'm
of
doing, basically, you know what I mean? It can be.
life?
Yeah, it
If
can
you
be.
will.
I just got out of the rhythm of it. Whatever the reason may be, I just ain't into it no more.
Writer's block, if you will, something like that. You wrote one poem. It was for your mother. What was the name of that? I don't remember the name of it.
Just pretty much, I think it was just a mama poem.
You remember any of it?
Not right off.
Remember some of the words, lyrics, parts? None of it?
No, not right off.
Okay. Now I want to ask you this. You told me some things like about your family, you and your family not getting along. Well, what's going on with that? Did they say or do or misinterpreted something you said or took something the wrong way, or did you actually say or do something?
No, for me, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a family ordeal. I might have some issues with my mom as far as the upbringing journey, basically.
Rough.
But yeah, it's been a little rough and some cool times as well, but I remember some of the rough times. One of the particular things that pretty much stand out to me would be the latest recent thing. I haven't been speaking to my family anyway, but it's just a issue regarding my sister, and I chose not to speak to her anymore to this day. It's probably been about 2 years. Maybe, a year and a half, close to 2 years, but
What was the reason for you and your sister falling apart?
yeah, it was just pretty much us having the conversation, you know what I'm saying? She pretty much called a family meeting one day, and I came through, we kicked it, and had the family meeting, and once my mom left, her boyfriend took my mom's phone, and me and my sister began to have a conversation. We usually would drink and pretty much have a debate about shit or whatever, but she pretty much would question me about some things. We would go into why this or why that. Basically, the debate pretty much became like why I pretty much don't behave how this is just my own interpretation how she think I should behave. And bottom line, she pretty much began to put down my dad and express that my mom was always there, and why don't I might be there for mom more, or shit like that, basically. I pretty much express pretty much, you know what I'm saying, I'm me and I feel how I feel, basically, you know what I mean? And the big issue was pretty much that she began to call me an asshole. And on previous times, she would call me an asshole. And this was pretty much probably like the third or fourth time that she began to call me an asshole because she didn't necessarily agree with my point of view.
As far as your mom's.
On this particular day, regarding my mom's issue, previously, not necessarily. It could be other things that we might be talking about. But this particular day, it was just pretty much a family meeting. Mama needed some dental work, things like that. We all moved past that. Everybody pretty much left, and we began to sit at the table and just talk about something. I forget what it was. But she just don't...
Some bullshit.
Necessarily, you know what I'm saying, agree with whatever it is that I pretty much speak about. I have a different perspective about some things.
So, I mean, let me try to figure this.
Yeah.
I'm only trying to, I'm trying to get in her brain and yours and mine all at the same time. And she felt like Mama was always there looking out for you, this and that. But on one hand, you felt like, yeah, but no. Like, you was Mama, but it was a lot of shit, too, that I'd rather not, to make me feel different. This is just what I'm weighing up.
Yeah, this wasn't necessarily a mama daddy type of issue, but it just
never mentioned daddy. I just said mama and talking about you, your sister, and your mama.
Yeah, this just came to that, you know, whatever the issue we was talking about before. I think she pretty much was speaking about, you know, something about maybe I don't treat mama right, or I don't give her the respect that she deserves, or something like that, you know, what we end up leading to, basically. I'm not necessarily clear. But it eventually came to the point of the mama thing, basically. It ended up beginning to weigh down on the mama issue, as far as you probably like your daddy as far as better than your mama, or your mama didn't did this for you, she didn't did that for you.
Play one against the other
type of
deal,
a thing, basically, you know what I mean? And so...
one against the other deal.
Yeah, it pretty much came to that point. And so she pretty much began to attack my dad. Like, my dad.
Okay, so now, all right. Now back to this. Because of that conversations, altercation, whatever choose to call it, you don't fuck with your sister no more.
Yeah, I don't fuck with her no more.
Because of that. Period. Nothing else. Just that.
Because of the build up.
Right, but
you know
do you being called a jackass or not a jackass? Asshole. Because
put down.
You get called an asshole because you won't do what they want you to do.
That's how I see it.
As far as mama go.
I'm not behaving properly.
Like the way they want you to do.
Yeah.
So basically, and then I guess in reckoning, like any other adult, unless you in prison, you ain't gonna do what another motherfucker tell you to do. Right? I mean, unless it makes sense. But you ain't gonna do it.
Absolutely.
Even if it makes sense, you ain't gonna do it if a motherfucker tell you to do it.
If I feel like it today, I'll do it. If I don't feel like it, then it's less likely that I would do it. And I say less likely like that because, it's been in the past where I've had moments that I don't want to do it, but I'll go ahead and do it anyway.
Well, let's back to this thing here before we cut this short. This is just part one. Look, what I want to know now is what goes through your mind to make you cut everybody off so quickly and briefly. I mean, not briefly, but swiftly. Because you disagree with maybe how they wanted you to do, feel. I mean, that's just one day worth of you letting these people know, hold on, y'all got the wrong motherfucker. But this ain't no lifelong thing. Like, I'm not just gonna forever not fuck with you. So what goes through your mind to make you stop fucking with people like that? Period. And just be like, boom.
Well,
I just want to hear the trigger. Trigger, if you don't mind. I want to hear the trigger. What the fuck makes you? It's a trigger right there that makes you just be like, you know what? Fuck this. I ain't fucking with you no more. Regardless
it just
of
pretty
what
much
happened.
shows me that that we just ain't cool. My definition of whatever
You
it
ain't
may
cool,
be, you know what I'm
they
saying?
ain't cool, or y'all ain't cool as being cool.
Yeah, you know what I mean? If you just feel like I might identify in that particular moment, you know what I'm saying, however it may be that we really ain't cool like that. You just don't fit in my idea of, let's just say, a friendship, basically. Or whatever it may be, you know what I mean? So I might pretty much
But we all know everybody ain't your friends.
Right.
So,
what might make me, you know what I'm saying, trigger, you know what I'm saying? It ain't so much as a simple trigger, but just based on my evolution of life and me trying to study myself and things like that, and what pretty much comes to my mind.
I'm saying,
it's like this is not necessarily the
I don't want to get out of text with it
the
because
headache or anything. This might cause me stress. I might, deal with a lot of stress on my own.
Your family.
So somebody else might cause me certain stress.
Your family been knowing all your life.
I might want to be away from that particular stress. You know what I mean?
But forever.
So yeah.
Everybody need that space. I'm talking about, but forever, you're just gonna cut everybody off.
It wouldn't qualify as everybody. Just to be able to
Well, the people you know.
dismiss someone, you know what I'm saying? There's still people that I socialize with elsewhere. It may be at work or whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
In any case, it's never
So life
everybody.
goes on, huh?
Absolutely. With or without you, so if you pretty much gonna be a issue as far as stress in my life and causing me frustration, you know what I mean? Things like that, where I feel like I may not be causing you. I'm not calling you a jerk or no asshole. So respectfully, don't call me no jerk or no asshole. But you may choose to do so. That's how you get down. Get down like that. So I just feel like I can go my separate ways. You can go your separate ways. Ain't nobody shot. Ain't nobody beat up. You know what I'm saying? I move on with my life. You move on with yours. End of story. We good. Everybody's safe. Everybody pretty much healthy. But if, you know what I'm saying, you pretty much feel like you gonna put me down and play me, trick me, hustle me, or whatever the case it may be,
how would you
then
feel?
go on with your life, you know what I'm saying, and I'll go on with mine.
How would you
We
feel?
can separate, you know what I mean?
How would you feel? I know that you said shot or beat up. How would you feel if your sister got shot or beat up? Not me, right now.
How would I feel? I would be bothered by it. No doubt about it.
So why are you not bothered by not even communicating with her in some kind of way? If nothing else but to say, hey, sis.
Because I might be the one to shoot her or beat her up. So to separate myself from you would mean I'm not going to shoot you or beat you up. I did myself a favor. I did you a favor. But you keep coming at me with that bullshit, I'm going to shoot you or beat you up.
Right.
That's how it's going to play out. Like, so the move is to remove myself. Okay. Call it what you want. Like.
All right. So what about the fellas? And since I picked the fellas, let's start with me. Because I'm one of the fellas. That's right, y'all. It's me.
Yes, sir. I'm going to go grab a beer, man.
He's going to go grab some beer.
It's only one more left, I think.
That's all right.
Go ahead, my brother.
No, I just went ahead. Let's start with the fellas. What's up with the fellas? Who is your for reals and who is your for fakes? And
ain't none of them for fakes, you know what I mean? And
well, I ain't even get to complete
real,
my question because I don't want to let anybody who may see this video that's cool with me figuring like I'm trying to put them out there as for fake. But that's why I say, let's start with myself. You're for reals. Well, let me just redo that. Who is your real niggas? Let me ask you that. Who is your real niggas, man? That's a lot easier. Who is your real niggas, man?
The closest on me that's been to me is E and Tiz. This is pretty much what's current right now, you know. Not really speaking about the past, but if I was speaking about the past, I would say my homeboy Lewis. I would say Mark Doherty. Lewis has passed away, was murdered. Mark's still alive, you know what I mean? But we just ain't really them homies who kick it like that. These are more street brothers and who have more availability to me, you know what I mean, as far as when it comes to Tiz and E. Mark may not necessarily have much availability, and JD, another one of the homies who I love, and may not necessarily have the availability. They married, they do their own thing basically, and that's just that basically. But if that just spoke about 4 other homies, and I'm alright with leaving it at that 4. You know, so some of the most people who are available to me might be E, Tez, who no longer lives in Cincinnati, you know what I mean? He moved to Memphis, so he ain't so available, but it's a phone call away that's available. But nevertheless, them are some of the names that pretty much stands out, you know what I mean, when it really comes down to that. And I probably ain't spoke to Mark and shit. A while. Oh, it ain't been that long, but I think I remember him in Atlanta or something. We talked to him on the phone. We was on Omar Porter. JD, so I don't want to get done talking about years. That was probably just last year, but yeah, them the homies, like, you know what I mean, that I would speak of as far as that love, you know what I'm saying, who I'm more connected to, not to mention DT, you know what I mean, let me mention DT too, but the homies I can reach out to, but choose not to. The main homies is pretty much E and probably Tez, other than since shit changed.
Well,
What?
Well, now,
you don't need to pick up on that note, but
no,
if that's what you choose to, so be it.
I mean,
It's an interview.
Is it?
Everything pretty much goes.
It's like this. My thing is what I want to know. What you've been trying to tell me without telling me. But you did say one thing. And that tickled me. But it was the most serious thing you said. And that was when I asked you about beat up or shot. It was like, 'cause I'm going to be the one to beat her up or shoot her. So I separate myself from that. So with that, yeah. See,
you separate yourself from it?
No, you said that. I'm quoting you.
It's recorded, so we'll see.
Still debating. That's chill. I'm just me. But anyway, you say you get real frustrated at the workplace. Do you ever feel like going postal up in that bitch?
It crosses my mind. I don't think I feel that way, but it crosses my mind.
It's kind of like separating yourself from this, but it's a little harder to separate yourself from this because this paying the bills. So I can't just walk away from this and just not be around it. Basically you said if your sister was shot or beat up, you might be the one who was shot or beat her up. But before you do that, you'll separate yourself from that to keep from being the one to do that.
Yeah.
So feeling postal at the job, do you separate yourself from work?
It's the same way.
Yeah, no, but because you got the job gonna pay the money. They're gonna finance their ass whooping, if you will, huh?
I'm in the process of looking for other jobs right now.
And then fuck them up. What
you know
now?
what I mean? It all depends.
Don't answer that anyway.
You know what I mean? It's just a matter of the relationship. So, yeah, I get frustrated at my job, stressed out by all means. So I plot to leave. Not leave without having another job. I plot to leave and find me another job before I leave.
To keep
That's
you
what's
from
in
doing
the process right now. You know what I mean? To avoid the stress and to avoid the bullshit and possibly, you know what I'm saying, to avoid, you know what I mean, some shit like that. Beating a motherfucker ass or whatever the case may be. Like.
Right.
But yeah, absolutely. It's still the same aspect to separate myself from the bullshit.
All right, one last question before we end it. It's a serious question. Well, I know I ain't gonna say what you thought, because I'm not in your brain, but have you ever thought about doing harm to yourself?
Yes.
But first, taking a couple motherfuckers with you type shit, or just,
Yes.
not just, say not just you.
I don't know. Yes, I have thought about that.
Still thinking about it?
Still thinking about it.
What's got you thinking like that, man?
What's got me thinking like that?
Yeah.
I think we just expressed the process of life, basically. You know, at least the process of my personal life.
I mean, but what makes everything so much harder for you than everybody else? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that go through their work shit. There's a lot of people that deal with bullshit from their family. It's a lot of people that.
We ain't gonna say it's everybody else.
No, I
know
said a lot of
true.
people. I never said everybody else.
Okay,
Listen to the words.
It's recording. We gonna see.
Listen to the words.
Recording.
A lot of people say that. You know, but my thing is, with all the things that's going on with everybody else, of course, you're not everybody. You just you. I'm trying to figure out what's got you really so angry. Because I think you're angry to an extent. Being it just people, like you said, just coming at you with the bullshit you grew up with, around. Maybe I'm answering my own questions. That's your anger.
Yeah, absolutely. All of that is part of the journey and the process.
But
you know,
you did grow up.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's like, and I can't. I mean, I can't forget this shit, but I can't live by it either. You know, like, I can't let this anger take me through my journey. You know, like, I'm ready to go postal, cutting everybody out of my life, like, fuck you, I ain't fucking with you no more. It's just, that's a different anger, man. That's a really different anger, too.
It's pretty much there is a I don't know. There's some anger about it, and just perhaps being depressed, being lonely, and being perhaps abused, and it's a process. It's a journey, if you will. Many of us might be, you know what I mean, 4 and 5 years old and be vibrant and full of life, and the process and the journey of life, you know what I mean. You might be 7 years old and want to be a police officer. You might be so-and-so and want to be a fireman and so forth. But the process and the journey of life can easily make you hate cops because they put guns to your head, because they didn't kill, you know what I'm saying, people that are unarmed, and you may have gotten abused in your household or whatever the case it may be. So you could be pure from the beginning, and through the process, become tainted because of the abuse that you might deal with from people you consider your friends, people you consider your family. You have an expectation of what family is supposed to be like and treat you like, and what friends are supposed to be like and treat you like. And once you go through the process and the journey, you can begin to despise certain shits of those particular areas, or whatever the case may be, firefighters or whatever the case it may be, which is probably unlikely, but cops who you considered your friends or who you thought was cool with you and things like that, and you not retaliating and you accepting the abuse and the beatings and so forth like that, basically. And you can get to a point where your life where, you know, you ain't no outspoken person, you internalized or something, so to speak, but you still probably pretty much have been in the company with people where you might see the abuse. Even if it ain't happening to you, you can see the abuse, and even once it does happen to you, you kind of challenge it and become frustrated about it. You got to figure out a way like, okay, if I'm not that particular person, how do I escape it? I ain't gonna punch you in the face. I ain't gonna shoot you. I ain't no killer. That ain't me. So you separate yourself from it. You remove yourself from it. So that might be, you know what I'm saying, my best way and others' best way to be able to escape it without an encounter that really is ruthless and unable to reconcile anything, is to just leave it.
Yeah, it's I'm sure it's a lot of dead people that said something to some people who thought that's all it was gonna be, and didn't know they was gonna die behind that. Not to end that on that, but we're gonna end this for now. I'll check back with y'all. It's me, Ed Woods, it's Chill, Bill Reynolds. February 23rd, 2022. End time 8:46 p.m. Peace.
Peace.